Opposition Leader, Deputy Leader.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Assistant Speaker, recently we have seen a spike in violent crimes across the country. My question without notice goes to the Police Minister. 50 years of nationhood, Mr. Assistant Speaker, and the government cannot guarantee the safety of its citizens. In 2023, this Honourable House passed the budget and gave 549 million Kina to the Police Department. In 2024, it increased this funding to 629 million Kina, 2024. That's a 15% increase. Total allocation from 2023 to 2024, Mr. Assistant Speaker, was 1.178 billion. Almost 1.2 billion Kina. Now in 2025, we've announced the highest appropriation, 703 million Kina, yet another increase, taking the total to 1.8 billion. My question is from 2023 to 2024, 1.2 billion Kina. We haven't seen an improvement in discipline. We haven't seen an improvement in professionalism and standards in the RPNGC. We haven't seen any solutions for police housing, any improvements in police capacity, equipment, and conditions. We haven't seen any solution to the fleet management. We're still hiring. We're still on the hire car basis with all policemen around the country. We are not confident that we will meet the manpower targets of 7,000 by 2026. I have recently called, Assistant Speaker, for the good police ministers to tender his resignation because we have lost trust and confidence that he has what it takes to be the police minister for what is so important, to the citizens of this country. So the question is, Mr. Assistant Speaker, what is the crux of the problem that's affecting the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary that is seeing a spike in violent crimes throughout the country, and what are you doing about it? Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Police.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. And I thank the good Deputy Opposition Leader for the energy that is provided this morning with his question. Thank you. That's why na yimi balance him house, lo yimi can got opposition lo. Look save tu na challenge him government and good blood lo government, good blood lo country. Assistant Speaker, good blood question. I'm talking about budget. This government made a commitment to put priority in law and order. And as it stands on record, we have invested in police as a government for the first time. For the record, Assistant Speaker. The culmination of what is happening today is because over a period of time, we have not necessarily, as a government, addressed our policing. And so at this point in time, priority below Yumilong increasing manpower. We've been talking about this and we've already started doing so. We created the Bomana Center of Excellence to increase our police numbers. One, we've now graduated over 500 young policemen and women. And in the short intervention, we've also started engaging with provincial governments along increasing reserve numbers, Bluyumi. And I thank the honourable leaders, those governors that have engaged with the RPNGC to increase our numbers. Let me remind the House that law and order is a partnership. It's a partnership. Yumil gatatugat moni underneath long. One respective all DSIP na PSIP Blumi, Yumi. And I must thank even the opposition. Thank you too long. You play usim all liklik money you play kissim. Lo you play supporting work Blumi too or sem. Minister. It takes a collaborative effort. Let's not politicize law and order. Let's deal with what is responsibly our mandated responsibility also. And I thank all of you. And so the increase of funds to police, whilst we increase manpower, our personal emoluments must also be the same. Majority of the funds that you make kisim longem, and because you may increase in manpower, you me too. 200 million and blow PIP. Okay, about 400 and you go along personal emoluments. Now, challenge you may want them higher long vehicles, and you will all experience this. We use as one source of supply, which is Ella Motors, and Ella Motors has a huge challenge with vehicles coming into the country. And so while we have purchased, we're still waiting for vehicles to be in country, and therefore it puts us in a position where you may still hire. So this is some of the challenges that we are facing with reorganizing our fleets, vehicle fleets, to support all our provinces and districts in terms of our logistic support for our police force. So, Assistant Speaker, tok money na big money mi pla kisim na address him law and order, and mi pla wak long makim. We are taking the responsibility to do so, to ensure that we increase our numbers, provide the appropriate logistics, and the challenges are there, but the intent is there, and we're doing it. So, Assistant Speaker, me just talk thank you. I hope me clear him this la tok money kam long police. We continue to do so. I just appreciate all the members particularly the provinces that have signed up with the tok Yumila Reserve, increase the manpower, reserve manpower within each of our provinces for them to be engaging with the RPNGC in terms of increasing our presence in our communities. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
We have a supplementary, Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I think with great respect to the Minister and to our hardworking men and women in blue, the question is more of an M&E question. It's asking about outcomes, not so much about how much the amount of money has been given. We know that significant funds, and this House has approved significant funds to the police. The question that's coming from the community is that, what is the impact of that money? The community would like to see the police taking control of the law and order situation and as much as possible making our lives safer. So the question from the Deputy Opposition Leader is about making the lives of our people safer. So it would be nice if the Minister could answer to us, not just on the money, but go beyond the input, which is the money, and let's get to the outcomes, which are the results. I think that's what the Deputy Opposition Leader is asking, and I'd like the Minister to perhaps give us an insight into that. Thank you.
Like I said earlier before I spoke of the financial support that all of us have supported in terms of supporting policing, the correlation of increase of our numbers and the interventions that we're doing as a government will not happen overnight. It takes consistency, it takes the efforts to address and get results, not overnight. You planim banana tete na pekem fruit blongam tomorrow. It's common sense, but the intent is there. The policy is increase our numbers, ensure that we get appropriate expertise into the police force, and that's what we've done. This House cried out for international support, and we've opened up the recruitment to our Commonwealth officers to bring in the expertise that we need, because there's a shortfall in our capacity in the police force. There's no trust anymore within the police force. And so by bringing this expertise, we bring up the skill set in order to empower our men to be able to appropriately execute their jobs. And so the results are going to come. But we need just time to get it, to work through it. It's a process. You all should know this. But me talk pisin na me talk again. You plan yung banana tete na kakayam tomorrow. Em natasuli mi puti mo dislamani kami inside the police force. Now, you have been stopped long time also whole of government since 1975. Isla government and me work lo take responsibility. Me talk mas lo yupla tu. Me talk but me support him na me talk thank you lo yupla tu put him support lo help him police force. I need both of your support in your respective district and provinces. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.